All right, down here at the right side of Terminus is our former GSL silver medalist.
MarineKing Prime win.
Who has fallen quite far to this position where he is having to fight to try and get back into Code S after having fallen to Code A previously. And here is his Protoss opponent, an up-and-comer.
GSL JYP.
It always happens. The pylon warps in, and the pylon warp in sounds like the animation sound for the introduction, and I always get confused.
So if JYP wins, we're going to have a three-way tie with Tasia, JYP, and Trickster, both, or all three of those having 2-1.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a similar situation what we had last night.
Well, there will then still be 2 matches left.
Right.
And one of them will be between Trickster and JYP. So if he wins, then that match will actually be...
It'll just eliminate the tiebreaker, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That match will be for the win. Now...
if MarineKing wins...
Yeah, so then if MarineKing wins, he'll be 2-2. And JYP will be 1-2. And if he wins against Trickster, he'll be 2-2. And then we might have a tiebreaker situation also, depending on what happens.
It's very
actually, if Violet beat Tasia, then it would be a 5-way tie, and we would have to start over.
That would be nuts, man. I don't know. I tweeted about it.
That would be great.
I don't know if Violet can beat Tasia. I don't know.
No, he can't. He can't. That's not actually possible.
I don't think it's actually possible. But I mean, like we saw last game, anything is possible.
That's okay. Good point.
That is what we saw last game. Anything is possible. Tell your friends to watch that VOD. Anything is possible. It's like 11 Simulator into just the craziest game anyone's ever seen. This probe's not going to see the gas.
Nice micro there by MarineKing, stopping that probe from getting in.
So MarineKing has started a factory. Will we see the famed Marine Tank Banshee all in?
Oh, I don't know. He's getting a reactor as well. And SCV sneaks in. Actually, he's not being very sneaky at all. He just kind of barged his way in.
Yeah, the Zelf was like trying to swipe at him.
His friend's like, dude, just sneak in the back of the club. He's like, all right. And he just walks past the bodyguard in the front door. Bodyguard's like chasing him with a Psy blade.
Yeah, the bodyguard, like, he doesn't have any ranged attacks. He's also, his movement speed is slightly less than that of the SCV. It's about like 0.6 slower. Stargate going down for JYP. I didn't expect to see that on this map. I expected he was going to do the two gas, 1 gate expand. Now, the Korean commentators went nuts when they saw the starport because not only in the foreign scene, but also in Korea, this Marine Tank Banshee all-in has caused quite a stir. And, you know, they even call it, as some foreigners do, the 1-1-1 build in Korea, so...
Yeah. Referring to the 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport, all producing units that contribute to the attack. And you know what? I mean, this is traditionally a macro map. So sometimes you can catch your opponent off guard by going for a rush, and both players are kind of doing that. We've got a Void Ray rush, and we're actually going to see MarineKing getting a medevac.
As well as a Hellion, so it looks like he actually wants to do that. TLO used to do this a lot, where you do the medevac drop with a few Hellions and a ton of Marines while you attack in the front. You don't have to put both your Hellions in medevac, and he's actually going to lose potentially all of these units if he's not careful. Hellions doing a ton of damage to the Stalker shield. The Stalkers want to turn around and fight, but I gotta say that's not the right choice. And the medevac's got 3 Hellions in it, and the Stalkers are far away. He does have a Void Ray to help defend in his main, but he could lose a lot of probes.
And the Void Ray actually might be in the perfect position to stop this medevac.
Oh, he hesitates, and now he's most likely going to lose everything in the medevac. Oh, just barely getting away.
Whoa, that is so close. The Void Ray's chasing, but the Marines are going to come up, and he's going to have to defend now. And that medevac actually can't stay nearby to heal the Marines, or it's going to die. Well, I mean, it has to be very careful, I guess I should say. JYP planning down a Robo now.
Well,
wow, interesting.
You know, MarineKing's hesitation at that moment really is going to come back to bite him. And these Marines are going to target down the Void Ray, and the Viking is out, and that will pretty much shut down this attack.
Yeah.
When the Viking comes out, you can't use the Void Rays like you want. He does have 2 Void Rays, though. The second Viking, when the second Viking comes out, then it'll really be shut down. If you lose the Void Rays, you no longer have vision on the high ground. Nice force field trapping out the Hellions, but even so, the Vikings continuing to do damage to that Void Ray.
Whoa, he picked up the Hellions to save them, but the medevac almost got targeted down, so he almost lost everything. At the same time, the Void Ray almost got targeted down.
Yeah, beautiful
very
control by
close.
both players.
Exactly.
MarineKing, man, this guy showing us why he's the king of Marines. He's showing us he's the king of cool as well.
Yeah. He like
cool.
sits around in a refrigerator all day, man. That's how cool he is.
He's cool as a cucumber. Where did that phrase come from?
I don't know.
Cucumbers are normally kind of cool. But
You know what? What if it's like a cooked cucumber?
Yeah.
I guess people don't cook cucumbers that much.
Well, I
though.
mean, it's like cute as a button. Like, what if it's a button that's really ugly? Those,
I don't have any ugly buttons. I don't know about you, Wolf. Oh, nice. Picking off the sentry as it was lagging behind. That was actually pretty big. I think that was his only sentry.
Yeah, it was.
And Guardian Shields and Force Fields would be handy to have in this battle. Here he comes in. He's got a few Vikings to deal with the Void Rays. He's going to try and do some micro to try and just snipe those Void Rays. Nicely done with the micro. Here comes in. Those siege tanks sieging up.
Yeah, this is looking pretty silly.
Wow.
There's no way you can hold this now. The Zealots are actually taking so much damage from the Hellions even. One Zealot harassing.
Yeah, but it does make a bit of a difference. The Vikings have fought off the Void Rays, so these Marines can just march straight to victory. There's a nice Immortal in the back, but it gets toasted as well. And these Stalkers forced to fall back from the advancing Marines. It looks like MarineKing is going to beat JYP here if he can just finish off these last forces. More Stalkers coming in. Probes being pulled off the line. I don't think he can hold it. Those siege tanks. Siege is not doing so much damage, and that is going to have to be G. The probes get melted.
Meanwhile, though, back at the base of MarineKing, Zealot has killed 13 workers.
Oh my gosh. That's the only reason JYP was still in this game trying to fight it out. He was hoping he could get all of MarineKing's SCVs as well, but watch these Stalkers get cornered. It's going to be game.
No more probes up. He doesn't even have enough minerals to make another
The last Stalkers get trapped, and 3, 2, 1. Dang it, I'm like 1-2 seconds early on those countdowns today, man.
Well, MarineKing wins, puts himself at 2-2, and I gotta say, guys, there aren't very many pro houses left, but the ones that are left, they are quite obviously desperate. They are quite obviously desperate.
Wow. So here's the thing. So very interesting situation now. So we have MarineKing at 2-2, and we have he's the only one at 2-2 actually because the last games haven't been played yet. But if JYP beats Trickster, then there will definitely be 3 players at 2-2. There's definitely going to be a tiebreaker if JYP beats Trickster. The next match, though, is going to be Tasia versus Violet. And again, if Violet beats Tasia, then there are also going to be a tie of 2-2s because then there will be 3 different players with 2-2 at that point as well.
Yeah.
So
watch out for that.
So if either one of the next 2 games happens one way or the other a certain way, there's going to be tiebreakers at least.
Yeah.
If both those situations happen, then we have a 5-way tiebreaker.
Yeah, and then we all just start the whole thing all
Then we have to start over again. And
That's
I'm not sure
possible.
I'm not sure if we would then do all 10 matches again or if we would just play like the first 5 and see what the scores were. I'm not sure how that works actually. We're going to have to find that out.
Yeah, I don't know that that's never really
I don't
happened
think
before.
I've ever seen a 5-way tie in a round robin before. So we're going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back in a few to find out if those last 2 matches will force tiebreakers or form winners. Come back in just a couple.